Shanti, and a very good morning from in Stonywood. Today is the 11th of October, and there's no better way of starting the day than actually in silent contemplation and in meditation. It just sets the day. It sets the day for whatever is to come and how I will respond to the situations that I'm presented with. So meditation is a way of actually becoming aware of the self and to become peaceful and quiet inside, to have that opportunity to be the detached observer and to see the situations and people and challenges with the eyes of a peaceful observer, as if there is a filter in front of my eyes, and that filter is filled with different values and qualities. And so today I wanted to speak about benevolence. What is benevolence and what is benefacting? Benevolence is really very unassuming. When we think about what gives benevolence, what we perceive as being benevolent is, for example, the sun. The sun shines onto the hard earth and warms it up and softens it. And then the earth actually becomes benevolent itself. The earth starts giving and starts growing crops and fruits and nourishes, and it becomes benevolent. So when my actions are benevolent, it will affect others, but in a very unassuming way. There is no pretense when there is benevolence. There is no wanting to impose anything. But it actually changes and transforms things. And that is really a spiritual way of dealing with situations. Is not by opposing them, not by bringing up the I and mine, but to actually even maybe bow down and give and accommodate and tolerate. These are all powers that are actually included in what it is to be benevolent. Because to be benevolent doesn't mean that I want to teach you something, that I want to impose my way of thinking. But it means that whilst I am the way I give you, while I am supporting and accommodating, even bowing down, you will learn. And so there is a lot, even though that is not the intention of being benevolent. For example, in this very famous theater play about the French Revolution, Les Miserables, there is a person who runs away from a prison, and he doesn't have anything. And so a priest, or a spiritual person, picks him up and gives him to eat and to drink, and gives him a bed for the night, and gives him a chance to wash himself and have different clothes. And while it is the night, that thief actually takes all the silver away from that priest, so the one who had given him, he actually steals from him. And then he goes away before the priest wakes up early in the morning. And as he's running away, this man had been doing what he's always been doing. He's not changed anything. And yet he experienced benevolence in a way. And he gets caught. And they know where he was. And when they open his bags, they see all the silver that he had stolen from the spiritual person, this priest. And so they take them back to the priest and say, here, he has stolen these things from you, has he not? And we're going to punish him now and take him back into the prison. And the priest says, no, I had actually given it to him. It was a little bit of a white lie. But what it also meant is that this man was free. He had some startup wealth that he can now use. And he actually used this wealth to be a benefactor. So even though the story is twisted and windy, at the end, he actually learned how much he benefited from that benevolent act from the priest, who actually said, no, I had given it to him. But when we have that aim of being benevolent, it is not that we're answering questions. Our ego that speaks. It is not our wishes and desires that speak. But we just want to be accommodating and helping and supporting as much as possible. And through that, all questions will be answered. Because it gives that space that is peaceful and quiet and allows the other person to think and to realize and to reflect and therefore to change inside themselves. And it is just a very peaceful and supporting actually action. If I do a benevolent action, for example, help somebody pass the road, carry their messages, do something, I don't ask for anything back. I clear the path of the snow of my elderly neighbors. I don't expect them to come back and give me a thank you card or anything like this. And so it is also for the one who gives that benevolent action. It is also very uplifting and very much, it brings harmony inside the self. Because we get the feelings we get the blessings back from those who actually have experienced that benevolent action. I remember there was a day of when the Brahma Kumaris, they went throughout the whole of India. They took some carts and they went from one village to the next one, and they shared with people in the villages. They shared with them about meditation and gave them the experience. And one person who was in that 3-month journey throughout India said that throughout that time, even though things were at times difficult and not easy, she felt very, very happy. She felt a lot of happiness. And even after the journey, she felt happy. But then slowly it started to ebb off. And then she realized that what had given her that happiness was actually the blessings she received from the people around her. So let us go into meditation and let us become benevolent in ourselves.